Hello people, it is I, Davian, and this is a fight I'm actually going to give my analysis on. Tyron Woodley versus Tommy Fury. Now there is a whole big thing on if this is going to happen, and I'm going to quickly go ahead and give my predictions on this. And this is a matchup I really think is a good one to have for both guys. Tyron Woodley, he wants to have a fight with KSI. It's a fight that honestly kind of does make sense, but honestly, he's only have a loss in boxing. He needs to get a win to do so. Tommy Fury, well, he also wouldn't mind having a fight with KSI. Honestly, I think he would like to have it too. Problem is, he's just fought a bunch of nobodies who nobody really knows. The only guy who I think really anybody truthfully does know is the Polish fella that I think he fought last time, which I mean, the only reason I really know about him much is just because of True Jordy's video and Pretty Boy Anthony Taylor. And those are the only ones, like, truthfully, I really know. However, you know who Tyron Woodley has fought. Yes, it was a loss, but you really know a lot of his fights, basically, even back in the UFC. So this fight is very interesting to me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and look at both. So we're going to start off with Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley is too goddamn patient about him. That's one of his biggest flaws. Very patient man. Doesn't do the punches when he should. Because honestly, he has a lot of openings in that Jake fight. If he kept going when Jake was rocked, we might have had a different story today. I know. But honestly, the thing is that we also have to think about Tyron is, you know, his chin. I don't know how it's been now, because he's just been knocked out, and he's obviously had, you know, some worse things going on in the UFC. But what I'm truly thinking about that is that chin more affected now that he's been knocked out by Jake Paul, or has it not been? Since we know that, excuse me, that Luke Rockhold in the UFC, when he's been knocked out a lot, kept getting worse, and it just, his chin over time just got worse. Now, is this mean his chin's gonna get worse if he fights Tommy Fury? Truly wonders. However, another thing you gotta think about this is Tommy Fury's strength is another question. You know what? Actually, I'll get into that later. I should stay on touch with Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley's gas tank is another thing that's sometimes a bit iffy. In the second Jake fight, it kind of looked like it was going down. First one, it wasn't that bad, but the second one, I felt it got worse. So that's what truthfully is making me wonder about that. Tyron, sorry, I was thinking about Jake Paul. Tyron Woodley, one thing he definitely does have still strength. He rocked Jake, and Jake went back. You can tell that hurt, and it was like, Jesus, like, damn, Tyron got some strength still in him, and his punches are still pretty good, honestly. In the second Jake fight, I watched a little highlight video. He was still landing some good 1-2s, and you know, it just shows, honestly, he still's got some good skill in there. Still, there's a lot of things lacking. His patience, some of his stamina, and he's just got to throw more. He's got to stop being patient, and if he just threw more, I think, honestly, that first Jake Paul fight would have been a lot different. Not saying he would have won, not saying he would have lost still, but just saying it would have been a lot different. It would have been a hell of a lot closer. Now we get to Tommy Fury. See, the problem is with him is he fought a lot of nobodies, I said, and so he hasn't been pushed to his limits to go all out, basically. And he's just been given a bunch of just these. Again, the only real one is Pretty Boy Anthony Taylor, who I really said give him a bit of a challenge, but like that was one that he did have to showcase some ability. But still, though, it's like a lot of his punches are sometimes like a bit weird, and he does have some good body shots, I will say, very good body shots, actually. In fact, and he's also got great stamina, incredible stamina. Him going out and able to just keep punching. Like, he fought the man with the long neck, the Polish fella, and he just kept punching him, and it's like, you know, he wasn't, like, his stamina was still in there, and it just kept going. It's like, Jesus Christ. However, in that same fight, kind of showcased something. Where is his strength? He does have some power, obviously, but he didn't knock out that man. He didn't knock out that Polish fellow who he should have knocked out. That fight was designed for a knockout, but he didn't get it. He did not get it. And he just had to win by the scoring cards. And I'm like, with a fight like that, that is designed for you to get a knockout, you know? And he got caught in that fight too. It was a beautiful, as True Jordy would say, a Jake Paul special. The right overhand. And he got hit by it. You know, obviously, I think the Polish fella did not hurt him really. But the fact that he still got caught by that, it's like, what the hell? You don't get caught. You're supposed to end it early. It's like, what the hell? It was like, you know, on it though, still got, I think he's got the length, the reach advantage, and he's got the height. And so that will be challenging for Woodley. There's a lot of things going against Woodley in this fight. I will say though, Tommy Fury, if he does go and he does get Woodley into a corner and starts pounding on him, there's a good chance that, you know, unlike a lot of other people, Woodley might just strike back, and that could go in a positive or in a negative, because we can see the negative idea of it between Slim and FaZe Temper. There's a couple positives. I can't think of them right now. Damn, there's one in the UFC where some guy was covering up, basically, because he was hurt, and the one guy ran at him and boom, just punched him in the face, and he was knocked out from it. But it was like, I know this is UFC and boxing, but it's a good tell about it. But still, now on my overall predictions, I think this fight, now if there is going to be I don't think there's going to be a knockout. I think there's either going to be a TKO or a ref stoppage. And I feel like more of a ref stoppage to happen. Not a knockout, but just a straight up just ref stoppage, just because I don't see the title being thrown. I see these two going out there and just fighting constantly. I think for the first 2 rounds, I think Fury is going to just unload on Woodley, and Woodley's going to get some punches in every now and then, but he's not going to do anything. But the 3rd round, I feel that's when it's going to get amped up a bit. At some point, Woodley's going to hit Fury with a damn strike, and it's going to shook Fury a bit, I feel. Because Tommy Fury has not been hit by a punch that's really is just startled him or gotten the respect of anybody. So once I feel like that happens in this fight, Tommy Fury is going to pull back on the pedal, and he's going to start having to realize, okay, you know, I can't keep doing this. And I feel like if he does continue to do it, that's going to be his downfall right there. Because at some point, Woodley's going to hit him. As I said, you know, the first time he won't, I feel like truthfully, maybe he won't get his respect for that hit. So when Woodley hits him and truthfully hits him with that right hand, and like he did to Jake Paul, that time he needs to go in and start hitting him, and that's his time. That's the moment to strike. Now in this fight, however, I feel that the one big problem is that here it goes, the gas tank. I just saw a car. That is an interesting car. Woodley, I feel like the thing with him is the gas tank. Gas tank against Tommy Fury's he's not as good. That's what I will say. Fury's gas tank is so good that I feel like that we could be into the 4th round, and it's just then reaching, it's still there and it still looks impressive. What the hell? So this is a perfect tee for him. And I feel like with his long reach of being able to just back up, punch, you know, hit him with some jabs, hit him possibly some uppercuts too. That's the perfect calling of it. It is perfect, and it's practically just there for it to happen, basically. So it's honestly how do I say? It's kind of this is a perfect matchup for Tommy Fury. However, that is still dangerous for the fact that Woodley can still get in some strong shots, just because he's still got the physical advantage, I will say. Overall, I will say it will be a tough matchup. And if it does go for, say, like I think like 6 rounds, if it does go for 6 rounds, I think the 5th round are going to be like 3 minutes in, I imagine, and it's going to be ref stoppage. Tommy Fury wins. Now, I really personally would like Tyron Woodley to win, because I just think Tyron Woodley versus KSI would be, I don't know, I kind of like that fight a bit more. I don't know why. But if Tommy Fury does win, fuck it. KSI versus Tommy Fury probably a funner fight, honestly. It's just the reason why is just because Tommy Fury can't talk as well as Woodley. So I'd like to see Woodley talk to KSI, but to be fair, you know, John Fury would be there, so that'd be funny as hell to see KSI and John Fury basically just going back and forth. So yeah. Anyway, that's the whole fight prediction. If it does happen, if it doesn't, this is a whole silly 11-minute and something video. So yeah, but I will see you guys next time. Deuces.